Now we have the next problem with a car and a man. The problem is, a man on the top of a vertical tower observes a car moving at a uniform speed coming towards it. If it takes 15 minutes for the angle of depression to change from 30 degrees to 60 degrees, how soon after this will the car reach the observation tower? Give your answer correct to the nearest second. Now we have a man who is on the top of a vertical tower and he is observing the car which is moving on the road. Now we are given angle of depression is 30 degrees. So we can mark angle ABD as 30 degrees because we know that angle of depression is equal to angle of elevation. Now after 15 minutes, the car moves ahead to the point C. There, the angle of depression becomes 60 degrees. So we write angle ACD is 60 degrees. Again, the same reason, angle of depression equals angle of elevation. Now, we are asked to calculate the time in which the car will reach the observation tower. That is, the time in which the car will cover the distance CD. So we first need to find the length of CD. Here we have two right angle triangles. We take in triangle ABD, tan 30 is equal to AD upon BD. That is 1 upon root 3 is equal to AD upon BD. So we have AD is equal to BD upon root 3. We can number this as equation 1. Now take triangle ACD. Tan 60 is equal to AD upon CD. So we have root 3 is equal to AD upon CD. That is AD is equal to root 3 CD. Number this as equation 2. Now we have AD in both the equations. We equate them and get BD upon root 3 is equal to CD root 3. So we have BD is equal to root 3 into root 3, 3 CD. But BC is equal to BD minus CD. Now BD we can replace as 3 CD. So we have 3 CD minus CD which gives us 2 CD. Now we have BC is equal to 2 CD. What is BC? We are given that BC is the distance covered by the car in 15 minutes. So we can write distance BC is equal to speed into time. Let the speed of the car be x kilometer per minute. So we write BC is equal to 15x kilometers. Now we substitute that here to get 15x is equal to 2 CD. So CD is equal to 15x upon 2, which is 7.5x. Now we are asked to find the time taken by the car to cover distance from C to D, which will be distance upon speed. Now the distance CD is 7.5x kilometers and the speed is x kilometer per minute. So we get 7.5 minutes. But we need to convert this to seconds. So multiply by 60, we get 450 seconds. That is the time taken by the car to reach the observation tower will be 450 seconds. Now let's look at our next problem. Here we have a church spire. Now in this, from the top of a church spire, 96 meter high, the angle of depression of two vehicles on a road at the same level as the base of the spire and on the same side of it are x degrees and y degrees, and given that tan x degrees is 3/4 and tan y degrees is 1/3. Calculate the distance between the vehicles. We first of all take the church spire as AD. Now we are given angle of depressions as x and y degrees. Now we also have tan x is greater than tan y. So obviously angle x is greater than angle y. So we mark the angles of depression as. Now we can take angle ABD as y and angle ACD as x. We have two right angle triangles. We want to calculate the length of BC. So we take triangle ACD. Tan x is equal to AD upon CD, but tan x is given as 3/4. So we have 3/4 equals 96 upon CD. That is, CD is equal to 96 into 4/3, which gives us 128 meters. Now we take the second triangle ABD. Tan y is equal to AD upon BD. That is, 1/3 is equal to 96 upon BD. So BD is equal to 96 into 3, that is 288 meters. Now we want to calculate BC. BC is equal to BD minus CD. That is 288 minus 128, which is 160 meters. So the distance between the vehicles B and C is 160 meters. Now our next problem is with a ship and a girl. The problem says a girl on the deck of a ship is 25 meters above the water level. She observes that the angle of elevation of the top of a tower is 42 degrees and the angle of depression is 18 degrees. Calculate the distance of the tower from the ship and also calculate the height of the tower. Now here we take the base of the ship as AE and deck of the ship as BD. The girl is at point B and we take the tower as CE. So we have angle CBD is 42 degrees because the angle of elevation is given as 42 degrees and the angle of depression is 18 degrees. So we take angle DBE is equal to 18 degrees. We want to calculate the distance of the tower from the ship, that is the length BD, and we also want to calculate the height of the tower, that is the length of CE. That is, we want to find BD and CE. Now we take triangle BCD. We have tan 42 is equal to CD upon BD. So BD is equal to CD upon tan 42. Now tan 42, we do not know the value. So we will have to look into the log tables and find its value. We get it as 0.9004. So we write BD is equal to CD upon 0.9004. Number this as equation 1. Now we take the second triangle, that is triangle ABE. In this, we have angle AEB is equal to 18 degrees because angle of depression is equal to angle of elevation numerically. So we have tan 18 is equal to AB upon AE. Now tan 18 again we see from the log table as 0.3249, which is equal to AB upon BD. So we get BD is equal to 25 upon 0.3249. Now we simplify this as 76.946, which is approximately equal to 76.95 meters. Now from equation 1 and 2, we equate them to get CD upon 0.9004 is equal to 76.95. Now CD is equal to cross multiply. On simplification we get 69.28 meters. But we want to find CE. CE is CD plus DE, which is equal to 69.28 plus 25, which will give us 94.28 meters. That is, the distance of the tower from the ship is equal to 76.95 meters and the height of the tower is 94.28 meters. Now in our next sum, we have a cloud and a lake. The question says, if the angle of elevation of a cloud from a point 10 meters above a lake is 45 degrees and the angle of depression of its reflection in the lake is 60 degrees. Find the height of the cloud to the nearest meter. We already given the figure here. Now in this figure, let the height of the cloud be h meters from the lake. Then we have CQ is equal to h meters. Now CP will be CQ minus PQ. We are given AB as 10 meters. So quite obvious, PQ is 10 meters. That is, CP is equal to h minus 10 meters. Now in triangle BCP, BP is equal to CP. Why? Because we are given angle B as 45 degrees and a right angle. So obviously it will form a isosceles triangle. So if the base angles are equal, the opposite sides will be equal. So we have BP is equal to CP. So we get BP is equal to h minus 10 meters. Now in triangle BPD, tan 60 is equal to PD upon BP. Now what is PD? PD will be h plus 10. And what is BP? BP is h minus 10 found earlier. So we get tan 60's value, we keep it as 1.73, which is root 3. So we are writing in decimal as 1.73 equals h plus 10 upon h minus 10. Now cross multiply, we have 1.73 into h minus 10 is equal to h plus 10. Open the brackets and take h on one side. We get 1.73h minus h equals 10 plus 17.3. That is 0.73h is equal to 10 plus 17.3. We get 27.3. So h is equal to 27.3 upon 0.73. Now we simplify this to get 37.39 meters. So we want to round off correct to the nearest meter. So h is equal to 37 meters. That is the height of the cloud to the nearest meters is 37 meter. Now let's look at this topic from the board point of view. This topic carries 3 to 4 marks in the ICSE board examination. There is one question based on this topic, mostly in section B. Now where can you lose marks in this topic? Whenever you are solving a sum on heights and distances, always make it a point to draw the figure. You can lose a mark if you do not do so. Now, do not forget to write the units for the values which you have found out, and also do the calculations very carefully. Now let's take some board problems. We start with the March 2005 board question, which is, from the top of a cliff 92 meters high, the angle of depression of a buoy is 20 degrees. Calculate to the nearest meter the distance of the buoy from the foot of the cliff. Now here we are given that the cliff is 92 meters high. So we draw a triangle ABC, take angle B as 90 degrees. That is, we are taking AB as the height of the cliff. Now, angle of depression is 20 degrees. We know that numerically, angle of depression is equal to angle of elevation. So we get angle ACB is equal to 20 degrees. Now in this triangle ABC, tan 20 is AB upon BC. Now tan 20, we don't know the value. We look from the log tables, which is 0.3640. So we have CB is equal to AB upon tan 20, which equals 92 into 1 upon 0.3640. Now we simplify this to get the value as 252.75 meters. That is, the distance of the buoy from the foot of the cliff is 252.75 meters. Now let's look at our next board problem, which is March 2007 board question. Now the problem says, from the top of a hill, the angles of depression of 2 consecutive kilometer stones due east are found to be 30 degrees and 45 degrees respectively. Find the distance of the two stones from the foot of the hill. Now here we are given two stones, that is 2 kilometer stones. This means that the stones are at a distance of 1 kilometer, that is 1000 meters. Now let us take the height of the hill as h, which is QP. We draw the figure as, we take QP as the height, and we are given angles of depression. But we know numerically angle of depression is equal to angle of elevation. So we draw the figure as angle PRQ is 45 degrees and angle PSQ as 30 degrees. Now distance RS will be 1 kilometer, that is 1000 meters. Now here we want to find the distance of the two stones from the foot of the hill, that is to find QR. Now we have two right angle triangles. In triangle PQR, tan 45 is equal to PQ upon QR. Tan 45 is 1, so we get PQ is equal to QR, which is equal to H each. Now take the other triangle PQS. Tan 30 is equal to PQ upon QS. Now tan 30 is 1 upon root 3. So we have 1 upon root 3 is equal to H upon the length of QS. QS will be QR plus RS, but QR is H and RS is 1000. So QS is H plus 1000 meters. Now cross multiply, we get root 3H is equal to H plus 1000. Take H on one side and substitute root 3 as 1.732. We have 1.732H minus H, which gives us 0.732H is equal to 1000. So H is 1000 upon 0.732, which is 1366.12. So we have got QR as 1366.12 and QS will be add 1000 to it, that is 2366.12 meters. Now we take the March 2008 board question, which is a vertical pole and a vertical tower are on the same level ground. From the top of the pole, the angle of elevation to the top of the tower is 60 degrees and angle of depression to the foot of the tower is 30 degrees. Find the height of the tower if the height of the pole is 20 meters. Now we draw the figure. Let CE be the pole and AD be the tower. We draw CB perpendicular to AD. Now BCED. This figure is a rectangle because each angle is 90 degrees. So we will get BD is equal to CE, which is the height of the pole, which is 20 meters. Now we want to find the height of the tower, that is AD. AD will be AB plus BD. We already know BD as 20 meters. So in short, we are left to find the length of AB. Now we have two right angle triangles. We take triangle BCD. Here tan 30 is equal to BD upon BC. Now tan 30 is 1 upon root 3 and BD is 20. So we get 1 upon root 3 is equal to 20 upon BC. BC is equal to 20 root 3. Now we take the other triangle, that is triangle ABC. Tan 60 is equal to AB upon BC, that is root 3 equals AB, and BC we can substitute as 20 root 3. Now cross multiply, we get AB is equal to 20 root 3 into root 3, which gives us 20 into 3, which is 60 meters. So the total height of the tower will be AB plus BD, which is 60 plus 20, that is 80 meters. So we have got the height of the tower as 80 meters. Now let us look at the brain map for this topic. We have now seen the angle of elevation, angle of depression, how to solve problems involving speed, distance, time, height and the angles. Let's revise them at a glance. The angle of elevation can be written as, here OA is the horizontal, O is the observer and P is the object. Now angle of elevation is possible if the observer is below the object. Now angle of depression, it can be given as, again OA is the horizontal, OP is the line of sight, O is the observer and P is the object. Now angle of depression is possible if the object is below the observer. We have also seen how to solve problems involving speed, distance, time, height and angle. Now this is an important chapter and requires a lot of understanding. So I hope you have understood this chapter and work hard and score full marks in the board exams in this topic.